Bipartisan support continues to grow for the Restore Our Parks Act, which is aimed at addressing the $12 billion of deferred maintenance backlogs at national park sites across the country. Yesterday at the Capitol, Virginia Senator Mark Warner joined Republicans and Democrats from the House and Senate for a press conference calling on Congress to pass the legislation.
There's not often a time when even in the level of dysfunction we have where we work that there's such an obvious no-brainer as to Restore Our Parks Act. We got $12 billion in deferred maintenance. We have 200 plus sponsors in the House. We've got broad bipartisan support in the Senate, and here comes Rob Portman now. We have actually the support of the administration, and our Restore Our Parks Act bill isn't going to solve all that $12 billion, but we've identified a revenue source that over 5 years will generate about $6.5 billion. So even in a dysfunctional Washington, this should be a no-brainer.
Senator Warner introduced the legislation in the Senate, and companion legislation was introduced in the House of Representatives by Republican Congressman Rob Bishop of Utah and Democratic Congressman Derek Kilmer of Washington. According to the Pew Environment Twitter account, not only will this bill address the $1.1 billion in backlogs in national park sites in the Commonwealth of Virginia, but if passed, it could add as many as 9,600 jobs to the Commonwealth and 110,000 jobs nationwide. Here is a video from Pew Charitable Trust documenting some of the parks affected by the backlogs, as well as documenting the bipartisan support for this bill. Republican Senator from Ohio Rob Portman is one of the co-sponsors of the bill. He says if we don't fix this now, the cost to fix it down the road will be much higher.
It does not take revenue away from any other source, including the Land and Water Conservation Fund. So this is the appropriate source for what has been described here as a debt unpaid. That's how I look at it. I'm a former OMB director, and I have some strong views about the spending side, as does Congressman Bishop and all my colleagues. You know, we're fiscally conservative, but this is something that is overdue. And if you don't fix it now, the costs escalate, the compounding of these costs. So as someone who is a fiscal conservative, you would want to do this.
In the Breaking Through Newsroom, Theodore Whitelow, Breaking Through News.